understand. I was never drawn to chemicals or, the process of weave, so I always stayed with braiding hair, which kind of translated into doing natural hair and locks. During that phase, I started understanding how your diet and how the things that you put in your body start affecting your hair. It started affecting your scalp, the medications that you take. So I started doing more personal research on how can I help my clients with their hair, because everybody want to come in and say, how can my hair grow? What's going on with my edges? Well, I got this kind of dandruff. And I'm like, okay, well, my first question is, what are you eating? How much water are you drinking? Okay? And a lot of it's coming from blood pressure medication. A lot of it's coming from, there was some other medication for water pill. I don't know, this lady, I hear a lot of ladies talking about some water pill now. I don't know what it is, but the main one that I know is blood pressure medication. But I dug further into that, which your blood pressure is affected by, again, what you're eating, okay? So now when clients come to me or we talk, then I always try to talk to everybody about, it's not just about your hair, it's about your overall wellness. Your hair is just the end game of what you do at home, who you talk to, what you talk about, the circle of people that you're in. Your hair literally is just the end game of that. If someone's hair popping off, I ask them, are you stressed out? Mm-hmm. They'll say, well, yeah, girl. Then they go to rambling about this. And then I'm talking about, well, look, why don't you meditate a little bit? Why don't you go outside, talk to nature. Take 30 minutes for yourself so you can kind of digress a little bit. And throughout that whole process, again, it came to my own personal journey when it came down to health and wellness and even my hair. I just cut my locks off. I had locks for 17 years. And I'm not going to know. I got about 4 times. Okay? Trust me. But in that process, the only reason why I did it is this is my daughter. This is my daughter.
Hey. Hey, y'all.
So I had.
You just go ahead and tell us what we got to add.
Yeah.
Anybody still a man?
Yes, I'm 37.
37, that's right.
Okay.
Come on.
So when I started my locks when she was 1, right? And it was just because, I just wanted to be all carefree, just trying to live like trying to get a hold of real life for having a child at 17. Then I realized, like, over the last 17 years, just doing hair and all the things that I mentioned earlier, it started becoming a self-love, a self-quest. And, okay, if I'm telling people about your hair, your health and your hair, and I'm looking at my locks, and they were long, but they're broken off, I'm coloring them. You can tell if I'm stressed out, the top is thin a little bit, and I just felt like I know how to take care of people's hair, but I'm not taking care of my hair and myself as best as I can. So I come here to start over, but it's a different self-love journey that it was for. It wasn't just to say, oh, I'm tired of them. I was tired of my old self, So in the process of that, I found out that I have a kidney disease as well, okay? So all of that shedding all happened at the same time. So I had to change my diet. I had to change who I talk to, what I talk about, the places I go and eat. I can't go to the club no more because they're smoking in the club. I don't drink. So the people that I was around no longer fit who I am or what I was doing. With all of that being said, I started taking herbs. I switched my diet to a vegan diet lifestyle, and I started taking herbs every day. Just multivitamin herbs, burdock root, sea moss, bladderwrack, black seed, nettle, just anything to help you every single day. And in that journey, I realized that what I'm doing, I'm a direct reflection of my clients. I'm a direct reflection of, I can't tell you how to take care of yourself and your health if I'm not doing it. And sometimes I used to say, God, why do I have to be the one with a disease walking around like this? But then I said, well, why not me?
Why not?
Because if I see so many people a week, so many people. I just had to understand that if I didn't have the influence, or if I didn't go through it, I could not really relate to everybody sitting in my chair. It was more like, okay, well, client, and we're gone. But now it's like, no, I'm really interested in what you're eating. I'm really interested in what you're doing with yourself. I'm really interested if you're meditating. Even though I was before, but it was just something I was just saying because of the research of it. But now that I have to live it every day, I don't just say, hey, you should use this product. Or, hey, you should drink a gallon of water a day. Or, hey, maybe you should incorporate herbs in your diet and get off that blood pressure medication just to save their hair just because of the money. The money at this point in the salon is completely irrelevant. Sometimes I forget to even tell the charge, because we're so engulfed in everything that we're doing because it's about your health and it's about my health. Because as we're talking and exchanging energy, it is helping me. That is my meditation space all day. So if I know that someone is in my chair and I'm talking to them, then I know that when they leave, they're a little lighter. They're a little more educated about, okay, Sherry said I need to take care of my hair a little bit better. But your hair, like I said, hey, your hair is just something that we're doing. You need to be at home. If you're stressed, I don't tell nobody to leave a situation at home. At the same time, if your situation is not helping you, and you putting around like self-love boundaries, and something is violating those self-love boundaries, then it has to go. And a lot of people will say, well, I've been here this long, or I've been doing that for so long, or I gotta stay on this job 15 years, I gotta retire, I gotta do this. And I'm like, well, reverse engineer this whole situation. Say I want to love myself this way, put down certain boundaries. You might have to work backwards a little bit, but just do it. And it's that simple. If it violates your boundaries, then get rid of it. Just
Period.
as simple as that. And I tell my daughter all the time, I say, you know what? I know y'all gave me compliments, but I do feel and look younger than I did 5 years ago. Even on pictures, I look at myself like, hey, y'all have me walk around looking like this? My hair all in ponytail, face all dark, not understanding that it was something internal going on that I didn't notice what was going on because it was always about the grind, always about this, that, and the third. And I was like, no, now everything is just slow, even pace. And as women, we have to learn how to put ourselves first because we watch our parents and our grandparents put everybody first and put themselves last. And that was a very hard thing for me to do, to try to turn that thing around. I still struggle with it a little bit because of Nia, but now the way we do it is, if we go somewhere, instead of me just pouring everything into her and buying her everything, I'm like, look, you can get 2 things, I'll get 1. Instead of, okay, you can have everything you want, then I go home, I'm like, hey, I ain't got nothing to wear, I got nothing to do. You look like somebody take care of you. And they're like, oh, she's so cute. Mm-hmm.
She should be.
Oh my goodness.
So I just want to try to encourage everybody to kind of take care of yourself first. Put yourself a priority. If you don't have 30 minutes a day for yourself, then, I hate to say it, but yeah, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Because 30 minutes a day is nothing. You sit in traffic longer than that. You watch a commercial on TV longer than that. You might sit in the drive-thru at Wendy's longer than that. But if you can take the time just to walk around your neighborhood, just to sit outside, turn the TV off, just to meditate, you'll be able to hear the things that your spirit is trying to tell you that it needs from you. Okay? And you got to block everything out. Now, I won't dig all into the careers and all that kind of stuff because everybody lives, their own lives, and that's fine. But you do have some time to carve out for yourself. Okay? I do realize that once you start practicing more self-love and if you want to change your diet and if you want to take herbs and start finding out, all those things will start coming to you. And you'll start understanding that those things are necessary. I'm not saying don't eat meat. I'm not saying all of that. But I am saying eat more greens. We'll start there. More greens and more water is the first. It's the first. Yeah, see, when she said everything was no meat, I was like, whoop. Because it's always chicken in the bag, and it's cool because that's how we were raised, and that's what we grew up on. And I just try to encourage everybody, just think a little different. And not saying our parents or our grandparents didn't know, but they knew what they were taught. Right. You know, my grandmother just celebrated her 98th birthday on the 1st. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what, we're still within 100 years of the way they were taught. Because I have my mom, then I have myself, then I have my daughter. She doesn't have children, but my sister and brother, they have children also. So it's 4 or 5 generations that was taught the exact same way within her 98-year lifespan. That's a lot of time and a lot of, mental training of eat the chicken, eat the hog maw, eat the pigtails. You gotta have that. And it's not true. It is not true. It was a struggle for me. It took me 3 years to completely stop eating all meat, all seafood, everything.
That's what you
Not even the sequel. But it was a personal challenge for me because of my kidney disease. I didn't want it to beat me. I didn't want to feel like I wasn't doing everything I possibly could do for myself when I'm going to the doctor. Because they're going to tell you whatever they need to tell you to put you on pills. On paper, I'm on 13 medications on paper. We'll just start there. Okay? But I just refuse to be on all that medication. I watched my grandfather, my father, my uncle, and 2 aunties suffer and pass away from the same disease. And I'm looking at her like, no, we're not going to do it like this. Because I'm too young for this, one. For two, during meditation, I realized that, I heard. Because that's when I hear mostly, is when I'm meditating. I heard that, at this time in life, the people before you didn't have the resources that we have now. They didn't have the internet, all the natural healers. They were in the backwoods somewhere. We don't know where they was at. But now with the internet, you hear about Dr. Sabi more. You hear about Dr. Africa a little bit more now. And all these natural healers that have come forth. And I was like, why would I be the one to stay ignorant to the information to be able to help myself? Even if it doesn't completely heal the disease. But mentally I'm healed. Spiritually it was a healing. And anybody that I talk to, I can open up and say, listen, you can do this. Whatever you're dealing with. From depression, from anxiety, from diabetes, and from cancer. And even though it sounds like it's so far-fetched, but it's really not. Because it all starts in your head. If you know better, you do better. So I just hope that you all are encouraged today. And thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, Sherry, where can we find out more about your herbs if any of us want to know just how to start if we're challenged in any way, how to get in touch with you?
I have my business cards. I'll give everybody my card, so you can call me. My cell phone is on there. And any questions you have just for, even if it's something as a multivitamin, I just tell people about a multivitamin that is just every day. You can get off that one a day. I don't know what that stuff is.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Now, my challenge after Sherry for everyone, 30 minutes a day. Go outside, everyone. I challenge
Yes, ma'am.
30 minutes a day.
I'll pass them out.
Every day.
I'll pass them out.
All right?
Woo!